Today I'm going to be playing the career of Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson to see who will be the better running back in their career. Bijan Robinson starts off as a 96 overall X Factor at 23 years old. Here are his ratings. He's 95 break tackles, awesome. And Jahmyr Gibbs is a 99 overall 23-year-old running back out of Alabama. Here are his ratings with 98 speed. Today, we're going to find out who will be the best running back of this generation. So the way that they're going to get points is by you get 5 points for whoever has the most rushing yards in a career, 5 points for whoever has the most rushing touchdowns in a career, 5 points for the highest rushing season out of all their seasons. They get 5 points for highest touchdown season of all their seasons. You get a point for each Pro Bowl. You get a point if you lead the league in any stat. And you get a point for a playoff win. You get 5 points if you win any awards. So like Offensive Player of the Year or MVP, which is not going to happen, but maybe. And Super Bowl, you get 5 points for a Super Bowl win. So with the stats that Jahmyr Gibbs has already had in his career, he will start off with 4 points. And Bijan Robinson will only start off with 1 point. At the end of the first season, Bijan Robinson will have 1,180 yards with 6.1 a carry. 6.1 a carry, that might be good enough to lead the league. Only 8 touchdowns, though. Jahmyr Gibbs, even worse here, 1,072 yards and 5 touchdowns. Yikes. League leader and average was Ollie Gordon, but that doesn't count because he wasn't the starting running back and he didn't get enough carries. Bijan leads the league in yards per carry. None of them finished top 10 in yearly awards. Here's the playoff bracket, and Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson are going to be facing off in the first round. We're going to simulate to next week and see which one gets the win. So no matter what, one of them will be getting an extra point for a playoff win. And it's going to be the Detroit Lions. So Jahmyr Gibbs gets an extra point. Bijan Robinson didn't even play. I guess he was hurt. But Jahmyr, 81 yards and a touchdown. He did fumble, though, which is not good. But now Jahmyr Gibbs is going to have to go against his division rival, 1 seed Green Bay Packers. Will he pull it off? And the Detroit Lions upset the number 1 seed Green Bay Packers. Jahmyr Gibbs might be the greatest running back of all time. If you're doing this against the 1 seed Packers, this is insane. This is actually insane. 235 yards and 4 touchdowns, averaging 16.8 yards a carry. I know he had a 72-yard touchdown, but 4 touchdowns on 235 yards is just insane. And to add drama, the team that the Lions are playing in the NFC Championship is going to be the LA Rams. So Matthew Stafford is playing his former team, the Lions, and Jared Goff is playing his former team in the Los Angeles Rams. Who's going to win? And on the right side, you see the Detroit Lions barely beat the Los Angeles Rams 28-27. Jahmyr Gibbs did not play, so I bet he got injured. Jahmyr Gibbs, broken finger week to week. He missed the game against Los Angeles Rams. Hopefully he can make it back for the Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos. Jahmyr Gibbs is back and healthy for the Super Bowl. Will they be able to beat the Denver Broncos? And the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl. their first Super Bowl in franchise history. And Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get bonus 6 points. The start of year 2, both 24 years old now, but Jahmyr Gibbs has a huge advantage, up by 11 points. He does start off the season injured, but it's just an ACL sprain, so he should be back before season opener. It does look like the Atlanta Falcons are good, though. If they were the 2 seed last year, hopefully they can keep that up and get Bijan Robinson some extra points. We're going to advance to the playoffs, and hopefully both teams make it there. At the end of the season, Jahmyr Gibbs has an awesome year. 14,079 rush yards, 5.8 a carry, and 13 touchdowns. Bijan also had a great year, but 5 fumbles. Not good there. And Jahmyr might have led the league in yards per carry, and he did. 5.8 yards per carry. Wow. Here's the playoff bracket, and there's no Atlanta Falcons. So again, Bijan's probably even going to go further back from Jahmyr Gibbs if Gibbs can go on another playoff run. Jahmyr Gibbs gets first rounded by the Washington Commanders. We're at the Pro Bowl here, and both Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson made the Pro Bowl this year. So that's going to be an extra point for both of them. Here are the yearly awards. We're going to check Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC and see who won. Jahmyr Gibbs came in third. Devontae Adams, in his 30s, wins an Offensive Player of the Year. No Bijan, though. Wan'Dale Robinson's up here, but I don't see Bijan Robinson. By the way, I just wanted to ask you guys something. If you are appreciating the video and maybe like it, I would appreciate if you could like, comment, and subscribe. I would love it if you could comment any video ideas for Madden 27. I'll be making Madden 27 content, and if you comment a video idea, I promise you I'll make it. But just wanted to let you guys know that. We're also in the next season, preseason right now, and both players are up to a 99. Jahmyr Gibbs lost his X Factor, though. He's only a superstar. But when you click on him, it says he's Superstar X Factor. He doesn't have an ability equipped. So we'll give him first one for free. That makes sense for him, I guess. And he can get a Superstar ability, too. We'll give him Second Wind. That seems like it'll fit him. Players with this ability have a chance to replenish their stamina once per play when it is half depleted. But both are 99 overall now, and we're going to simulate 5 years into the future and see how their careers went. I'll see you there. In 2027, Jahmyr Gibbs was leading with 15 points, while Bijan had 3. So now that we're in 2031, let's see how many extra points they have both earned. We're going to start off with Jahmyr Gibbs, who only earned 3 points. So he's up to 18 total points now. And then we're going to check Bijan. And Bijan only got 4 points. So Jahmyr Gibbs up to 18. Bijan only has 4. Now it's time for league history to see if any of them won Super Bowls. In 2027, it was the Buffalo Bills. 2028, the Bills won again. 2029, it was the Chargers. And 2030, the Jacksonville Jaguars. So none of them have won the Super Bowl since Jahmyr Gibbs did against the Denver Broncos in the first year. Jahmyr Gibbs was so close in leading the league in rush yards, 4 behind Quinshon Judkins. He had 5 fumbles this year, though. Bijan, great year, only 7 touchdowns, though. Not awesome. Here are the career stats. 10,732 for Gibbs, 5.2 a carry, 89 touchdowns. And Bijan, 10,104 yards, 5.2 a carry, and 61 touchdowns. So he's way behind in the touchdowns, and he's pretty far behind in the rushing yards. So I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to run away with this one. Here's the playoff bracket, and the Detroit Lions aren't here, but Bijan Robinson, he's got the number one seed with the Atlanta Falcons. So let's see if they can win a Super Bowl. Okay, guys, so I realized that there's no way to tell who was going to win the playoff game. So, who's won playoff games throughout the 5 years we just simulated? I'm really sorry that I messed that up. So, we're going to take away the points we gave Jahmyr Gibbs for playoff wins. So, that means Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be down to 10 points. Bijan has 4. So we still count the points for the Super Bowl, though. If not, Jahmyr would only be up 4-5. He'd only be up by 1 point. So maybe Bijan goes and wins the Super Bowl here, and then he would only be down by 1 point. In the divisional round, the Atlanta Falcons will be playing the 6th seed Los Angeles Rams, the team that Jahmyr Gibbs had to play in the AFC Championship or NFC Championship and ended up winning to play in the Super Bowl. Let's see if they can get the win. The poor Atlanta Falcons lost by 3 in overtime, 23-20. He had 102 yards on the ground, 5 broken tackles. His longest run was only 11 yards, though. Yeah, disappointing end to the Atlanta Falcons season, and that could ruin Bijan Robinson's chance of winning this challenge. Here's the Pro Bowl roster, and Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs both make it again. So that's an extra point for both of them. We're here in the 2032 playoffs, and both teams made it. The Detroit Lions as the 1 seed, and the Atlanta Falcons as the 3 seed. Let's see how their seasons went. Ashton Genty with a banging season. 1,999 yards, so a yard away from 2,000, and 22 touchdowns. What an awesome season. Bijan had 1,411 and 9 touchdowns. Jahmyr had 1,248 and 9 touchdowns. So both very even seasons. Bijan with a better season. That's actually kind of crazy. Both ran for the longest touchdown. They both ran for the same one. They both had 1 fumble, 5 yards away in average a game. Both had the same touchdowns. If Jahmyr Gibbs played 1 extra game, they might have had like almost the exact same stats. Here's both their career stats. Maybe Bijan won an award this year. Maybe he won Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC. That would count. It's not AFC and NFC combined, it's just NFC. And somehow James Cook had a 100-yard rushing touchdown. I don't know how that's even possible, but I just noticed that, and that's actually kind of crazy. We're checking the NFL record book, and Jahmyr Gibbs still hasn't caught Barry Sanders' rushing records. In a season, still hasn't gotten Barry Sanders, or I forgot about Jamal Williams. Had 17 rushing touchdowns. But Bijan has broken the Falcons' all-time rushing yard and touchdown record. In a season, he still doesn't have it. He probably will never get the season record, but an awesome career from both of them. Let's see if one of them can go win a Super Bowl. We're in the divisional round of the playoffs, and the Atlanta Falcons got the dub against the Green Bay Packers. They're going to be playing the 5 seed 49ers, and the 7 seed Commanders upset the 2 seed Los Angeles Rams, and will be playing the Detroit Lions. And if the Falcons and Lions both win, they would be facing off in the NFC Conference Championship to see who would make it to the Super Bowl. Let's see if they can both do it. We're in the conference championship game, And let's see if they both won. They did. Wow. Falcons 20-17, Lions 31-25. So they're going to be facing off in the NFC Conference Championship game to see who's going to make the Super Bowl against the Raiders and Titans. Look at the Final Four in the AFC. The Final Four in the AFC. That's that's hilarious. In 2032, the final four teams in the AFC will be the Las Vegas Raiders, New York Jets, Tennessee Titans, and Cleveland Browns. That's oh my gosh. Bijan Robinson ran for 61 yards, and the Atlanta Falcons are the team who take down the Detroit Lions, and Bijan Robinson has a chance to take the lead. Bijan ran for 76 yards. Gibbs went for 44. None of them scored a touchdown, but through the air, yeah, Robinson 4 for 50 and a touchdown. Gibbs 3 for 30, no touchdowns. So Bijan and Gibbs, both good receiving games for Madden. And Robinson caught a touchdown pass, which helped them beat the Detroit Lions. Can Bijan Robinson and the Falcons take down the 2 seed Tennessee Titans and get Bijan an extra 5 points? And the Atlanta Falcons lost. They got blown out. Heartbreaking for Bijan Robinson. He made it all the way there and it wasn't even close. And he's going to stay at 5 points. Still 6 points behind Jahmyr Gibbs. And they're both going down quick. They're both 31 now, both down to a 94. They do still have a chance at maybe leading the league in rushing touchdowns. They could get yards, but Bijan Robinson still got a chance at a comeback. He could have an insane season and overtake Jahmyr Gibbs on the career rush yards, maybe touchdowns, but he's way behind on touchdowns on Gibbs. Or he could just go win a Super Bowl. And in 2033, the Detroit Lions make the playoffs, but the Atlanta Falcons are not there. Ashton Jeanty might actually be the best running back of this generation. He's been doing insane things. And Gibbs, 1,229 yards, 11 touchdowns, but 5 fumbles. This guy cannot hold on to the ball, but Bijan Robinson's nowhere to be found. Where is he? All the way down. He didn't even have 1,000 yards, 839 yards and 4 touchdowns, and that's probably going to end his chance of beating Jahmyr. Only played 12 games, so he must have gotten injured, and that's disappointing. Here's rushing yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 13,209, 109 touchdowns. Yeah, Bijan's never going to catch him. But we're going to advance to next week and see if Jahmyr Gibbs makes it to. We're going to send him straight to the Super Bowl, sorry. And see if Jahmyr Gibbs will make it there. Pro Bowl, Jahmyr Gibbs makes the Pro Bowl, so that's going to give him an extra point, and he is probably going to win this challenge. He won his first playoff game, but he lost to the New York Giants. So he's not going to get 5 bonus points from the Super Bowl, but still got a point from the Pro Bowl. They're both down to 91. They're still keeping their X factor, though. Jahmyr Gibbs' speed finally goes from a 98 to a 96. They probably have, at most 2 years left, if I had to guess. But I think Jahmyr Gibbs has kind of sealed this one up. And you know what I thought I've been thinking is crazy? He's got 98 carrying, but he's fumbled so many times. I don't know why they boost fumbling in Madden, but he's probably fumbled I think it was 32 times maybe, which is that's a lot. A lot. Here are the stats at the end of the season, and I don't see Bijan or Jahmyr up here at all. They must have gotten injured. They didn't retire, did they? Gibbs, all the way down here. He only played 12 games, 682 and 5 touchdowns. And Bijan, 594 and 6 touchdowns. He only played 10 games. That is by far the worst season of their careers. And yeah, I feel like Jahmyr has kind of sealed this up already. He's got 114 touchdowns, which is 34 more than Bijan Robinson, and almost 1,000 yards more. So unless Jahmyr Gibbs retires and then Bijan goes crazy, I mean, that's the only shot Bijan has. Here's the playoff bracket, and we don't have Falcons or Lions. So we're going to sim the offseason and see if anyone retired. We're going to scroll through retirements and see if either Gibbs or Robinson retired. Gibbs, he retired after 12 years. Is Bijan going to stick around to try and complete his challenge? It looks like he will. No retirement notification from the Falcons, so I think he's going to stick around. I know he's a lower overall, but he can still pass Gibbs in rush yards. I don't know about touchdowns, but he's definitely got rush yards able to break it. I'm not saying he will, but there's a good chance. We're at next season, and I see this notification that Jahmyr Gibbs was denied of the Hall of Fame. What are we talking about? Oh my gosh. Jahmyr Gibbs did break the Lions' rushing touchdown record with 114. And I messed up, so I didn't check his career stats, but I'm pretty sure he had like 13,968. We'll just say that. He had like 800 something, but we'll just say that if Bijan gets 13,900 yards, then he passes Gibbs. Because I remember he had 13,800 something. So, and then the season records, yeah, Bijan or Gibbs still hasn't broken that. But I think Bijan, he's got a shot. I think he does. He's down to an 86 overall, 33 years old. So he might not even be starting this year. He still does have the X factor though. In the 2035 playoffs, the Atlanta Falcons are the number 1 seed. That makes things very interesting because now Bijan's got a shot at a Super Bowl, and maybe he passed Gibbs in rushing yards this year. He just cannot have gotten injured. That would be catastrophic. And I don't see him. Yeah, Bijan only had 848 yards and 8 touchdowns in 14 games. 13,796 yards, 88 touchdowns. Great career from him. And it would be even greater if he went out with a Super Bowl win. He's also got 4,182 yards through the air and 28 touchdowns. So, one of the better receiving backs as well. But here's the playoff bracket. We're going to advance next week to see who Bijan will be playing. He's going to be playing his division rival, the 5 seed New Orleans Saints. We're going to advance to next week, and hopefully we see Bijan facing off against the Eagles or the Los Angeles Rams. He won 38-27, and he's going to be playing the Los Angeles Rams. He had 10 carries, 54 yards, no touchdowns. How did he do through the air? 2 catches, 31 yards, and a touchdown. So he did score a receiving touchdown. He won. He beat the Los Angeles Rams 34-20, and they will be playing the Las Vegas Raiders. in the Super Bowl. 67 yards on the ground, through the air, 4 catches, 35 yards, and another touchdown. He always catches touchdowns in the Super Bowl. He's not the best rusher in the playoffs, but he can catch the ball and score some touchdowns. They're going to be playing the Las Vegas Raiders, and if he wins, he's got a shot at beating Jahmyr Gibbs, but he probably would have to play another year if he wants to do that. 1 seed Falcons playing 3 seed Raiders. Let's see. Can he get it done? We're going to hop in here and simulate and see. Oh, I didn't even realize they're going to be playing the Las Vegas Raiders with Ashton Genty, who has definitely been the best running back of all time. I was going to say probably, but he has been amazing. He is a Hall of Fame lock. It's not even close. Hopefully, he can take him down, and the Falcons will be Super Bowl champions. We're in the Super Bowl now, and we're just going to simulate to the very end of the game. And the Falcons start off with a touchdown, 7-0. They're going to take the lead 14-0, 16-0, and that's not good. Falcons score a touchdown, but it's too late. They're going to get blown out 30-14, and that's going to end Bijan Robinson's shot at winning this challenge. We're in 2035. We're going to scroll through retirements and see if Bijan retired or if he's sticking around. And it looks like he's still playing. And he is. No Falcons retired in the NFC South. And maybe he can still win. I don't know. But it's going to take a lot to win this challenge. Bijan isn't on the roster right now. It's because he's a free agent. We're going to re-sign him with the Falcons. And he's hopefully can win another Super Bowl with them. We're going to sim to the playoffs, and hopefully Bijan can go on one last run. And the Atlanta Falcons make the playoffs at 13-4 once again. The 2 seed playing the New York Giants. 759, 8 touchdowns. So, solid year, but could have been better. He did have an 80-yard touchdown, I'm assuming. Only played 12 games. He just cannot stay healthy. He probably would have been caught up to Jahmyr Gibbs if he was healthy. He did officially pass Gibbs in rushing yards, though, but he's still not going to get rushing touchdowns. He's 18 touchdowns behind Gibbs, but he did pass him in rushing yards, so that's going to automatically give him the 5 points for rushing yards. And he also gets 5 points for having most rushing touchdowns in a season. I forgot to add that. So he is up 15-12, but Gibbs has the touchdowns on him. So Gibbs technically has 17, and it's 17-15. But maybe Robinson can get something done and win the Super Bowl. I think this is his last year. We haven't tried it yet. We're just going to simulate the whole playoff bracket and skip right through it and see if he can win. They got first rounded. That's awful way to end off your career. We're going to check who retired for the Atlanta Falcons. Is Bijan playing another year? And he officially retires after 14 years. And he lost the challenge to Jahmyr Gibbs. He lost 23-15. It wasn't even that close. But still an awesome career from him. Awesome career from Jahmyr Gibbs. But Jahmyr Gibbs, Madden thinks Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the greatest running back of this era. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, I would really appreciate if you could like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment any video ideas that you would like to see. and I will make them in Madden 27. Please hit the like button if you're excited for Madden 27. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.